Hello everyone and welcome to this tutorial about how to get Pokemon Scarlet or Violet to work on your computer if it has Nvidia GT 710 or any old Nvidia. It could also be about a different Nvidia. With AMD, there's still some problems. For AMD, I will show you what you can do at least. And with Nvidia, these are the settings that I'm using right now. As you can see, higher Pokemon spawn rates doesn't work with the mods right now because if I activate it, it just gets me less frame rate, so not a good idea. Walking Wake, that's something I'm gonna show you later on a different video. Okay, so I have 50% hats. It doesn't really change the frame rates. That's not needed. Make sure your update is the latest one, 120. The DLC says new uniforms, and anything else is not necessary. Here is where it gets tricky. You have to have limit speed percentage at 100, multi-core CPU emulation on, but also extended memory layout 6GB DRAM. When I turn it off, I get 14 frames per second, and when I turn it on, I have 21 frames per second, which is way better. Accuracy has to be on auto. Graphics, Vulkan. I tried with OpenGL and the shaders are far more broken than with Vulkan. So it has to be Vulkan. It should say your name of your GeForce here. Here, if you're AMD, you're going to change this to CPU video. If you are with AMD, you're going to use GPU video. Make sure you use this pipeline cache, use asynchronous GPS emulsion, accelerate AST texture decoding, and everything else use global configurations on them. In advanced graphics settings, accuracy level, normal. But while you're playing, if you see broken shaders or something, you would just click here and change it to GPU high, and then you can turn it off again. We will be using Vulkan API, GPU normal, handheld, bilinear, no AA, and you can choose your volume to what you need. I did not put force maximum clocks because it actually loses more frame rates. Use VSync. For me, it wasn't any help. You could try it yourself. Decode AST textures does not work for me. Use asynchronous shader building hack. That's way needed. And all these, do not mark them. When I mark Vulkan pipeline, it gets worse. The flickering and all that gets worse. I have deleted the Vulkan pipeline right now, cache, and mostly every time I play, I delete it and play and build it right again, because as when I build more of it, the worse it gets. That's what I have noticed. So after you have your settings just like this, make sure version 2, 1.2.0 Pokemon Scarlet, and SP is the one I'm using, and I tap OK. After that, we're going to launch it. You can use handheld controllers or Pro controller. I always have it on Pro controller settings. Let's wait for it to launch. The reason I'm not recording this with OBS Studios is because I don't want you to see the worst it can be in frame rates. I wanted to see the frame rates without having anything open. As you can see here, there's nothing open. Do not have the game with Chrome, especially with Chrome, because Chrome actually takes a lot of RAM. I have not tested it yet with the new NetPlay features that are in the corner here. That will have to be in the next video. So here's the game. You can see it builds shaders because I deleted them. there's some stutters, so we're gonna click on GPU normal, high, and now there's no stutters. If I turn it on again, you'll see flickering and all that. With normal, the leaves would move normally. With high, I mean. With high, the leaves will move like they're supposed to. With normal, they do stutters. But GPU high actually takes away a lot of your frame rates. That's why you don't use it. Only if the flickering gets too bad. So as you can see, it's way better to see another flickering. To stop it, just do high. Now let's turn it off. We don't need it anymore. Just filling shaders for the battle. Actually, when you're out of grass, you have very fast frame rates. Full display without that tall grass is great. When you get the tall grass, though, can drop. After I build the shaders, I have no problems. Here we go with another flickers. If they leave, no need to turn on GPU normal on the battle. First, before doing GPU high, we can move the camera and see if we can get rid of it. If it doesn't go away, then we can turn it on. There we go, its face is fixed now.